Spacey Sims, and we are back with more Cinderella phenomenon. And the ball just ended, and Alcaster, I'm like, what the fuck is his name? Alka-Seltzer, whatever. His name's, you know, tried to thwart the king. I don't know, whatever, you know. But I still think Mithros is the witch. Okay, so we know that. Yeah, I was like, hey. But I don't know if he's really a good witch or if he's just like doing his own. I mean, who knows? But we're kind of at the end because this is chapter 8, and there's really only one chapter, and then we figure out what ending we got. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. We still have one good deed left to get, so I'm assuming the good deed will probably come in chapter 9, because I would assume we get our good deed and then we find out if we got a good ending or a bad ending type of a thing. So anyway. The ball comes to an abrupt end after Alcaster's stunt. He's thrown into a jail cell and promised a trial after a few days' time where he'll be tried for treason against the kingdom. Off with his head. I still can't believe Sir Alcaster would do something like that, and so brazenly, too. I wonder what happened to Sir Fitzgerald. They say he vanished completely last night. Oh no, what did happen to him? Do you think he was working with his father? I hope not, because we're supposed to date him later. The truth is, I have no idea what to think. I had thought that I'd everything figured out, but now I've become more and more confused by the moment. Fritz was always loyal to a fault, but then Sir Alcaster was the same way with the king, and I've not seen or heard of Fritz for weeks. I can't really say. Good morning, Princess Emmeline. Sir Varg. Varg was offered a room at the palace for a few days' visit. He's being treated as Sir Mithros' valued guest. But why is he still wearing a... He's definitely like a fairy or a witch or something. I've heard from the other servants that he's Sir Mithros' relative who lives in a neighboring kingdom. I hope that you're feeling well now, Princess. Yes, thank you for your help last night. Is Emmeline blushing? I mean, he's handsome, don't get me wrong, but I mean, he never takes his mask off, so... I know I won't be here long, but I do hope to get to know you better during the duration of my stay. I would love that! Then I'm looking forward to spending more time with you. Oh, I forgot that I meant to be in my mother's room right now. Spacey, Sir Varg, I'll see you both later. I curtsy as Emmeline walks off, leaving me alone with Varg. I cannot help but feel uneasy in his presence. Something about him puts me on edge. Because he's a witch. He makes me feel uncomfortable. Excuse me, I have errands to attend to. Wait. Before you head out, I have something to give you. Give me? Varg reaches into one of his pockets and withdraws a letter that he holds out to me. What is this about? Well, I guess you'll have to open it and find out, Princess. So he's definitely a witch. My blood turns to ice in my veins. He knows I'm the princess. That can only mean that I have no idea what you're talking about. Excuse me. I'm about to leave when Varg suddenly grabs my wrist. The play is just about to start, Princess. You have a responsibility as the main character to perform impeccably until the very end. Otherwise, well... He grins at me. It's the same wolfish smile that he flashed me during the ball. Like, nah, Wolfgane. Like, you might miss out on your fairy tale ending. What? Before I can say anything else, I feel a hand grip my other arm. Someone tugs me back and away from Varg. That comes to stand in front of me. It's fucking Rod to the rescue. Stay away from her. Rod. Varg looks at Rod, then at me, his smile growing more crooked. What an interesting turn of events. I wonder how this will end for the both of you. Tell me, Spacey, what is he to you? He's a friend! He's more than a friend. I don't want to just say he's a friend. Because he's not just a friend. He's a stepbrother. He's my friend. I'm kind of in love with him. I feel like... This is hard. This is hard because this could imply, like, I don't feel anything for him. Or it could imply the, like, well, he's not just my friend. I can't answer that because it's awkward. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to admit that I'm in love with him. Like, because I don't know if she really is aware, you know? But being like, he's a friend. It's like, he's like, oh, my man pride, you know? My gut is leaning to not saying anything. Especially because it's Varg. It's none of your business. None of your beeswax. Going with that. No answer. Be in denial all you want. At the end of the day, you're going to have to decide who and what you will choose. Who or what to choose? Silence. You're harassing one of our staff members. Of course. I apologize for my rude behavior. Your Highness is plural. You seem to know a lot about us. Are you a... I lower my voice. Are you a witch? You're asking the wrong person, Princess. Oh, he knows who you really are? I think you two are worrying too much about me. After all, I'm just a pawn in this game. Varg dips in an elegant bow and flashes one last smile before walking away. Are you all right? I am. Thank you for helping me. Again. You know I'd do anything for you. Oh my... God, that's like the nicest thing he's ever said to us, and it's like super romantic. I'd do anything for you. Spacey fans herself and swoons a little. What? What? Rod shakes his head before stepping away. Anything for me? I guess Sebby was like, what? Rod coughs, pulling me from the thought. Is it possible that he's a witch, or that he's working with other witches? We have no evidence to prove it. Oh, it is possible that he's a witch, or that he's working with other witches. We have no evidence to prove it. Until we figure out what's going on, you need to be wary of him. I know. Rod smiles at me gently. The look makes my heart thud once, painfully in my chest. Stop staring at me like that. Rod looks away, his cheek tinged red. I feel my own cheeks warm at the sight. I wasn't staring at all.
Both of you are hopeless.
Fucking love the goddamn shoulder bunny. Oh my god. He's like,
Oh my god. You fucking love each other. Just admit it.
shut up, Sebby. Rod gives me one last look before finally turning and walking away. Sebby looks back. He loves you! Place my hand over my chest where I can still hear my thudding heartbeat. This feeling. If it is what I think it is, I have no right to feel that way about him. He's my stepbrother. I shake my head to clear the thought, then glance down at the letter that Varg just delivered to me. There's only one sentence written on it. Come to the throne room alone tonight. Uh-oh. I want to be like, the wedding! But you know it's probably Viola's wedding, and this is the moment of truth. Like, I wonder if we get the bad ending, Rod dies. Like, maybe because you're so antagonistic and blah, 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 with him that he doesn't fall for you, and then he dies. But maybe the good ending is that he doesn't die and you break your curses. Or the bad ending is you just don't break your curse because you're a bitch. Like, I wonder. I don't know. We'll figure out what ending we get when we get there, but... The throne room is empty when I arrive. I can only hope that this isn't some sort of trap. Soon after I enter, the door squeaks open and a familiar face enters the room. Sir Mithros? Sir Mithros walks toward me. When he's close enough, he drops to one knee and bows. I frown as I take a step back from him. My princess, do not be alarmed. I know of your true identity. I can't remember the voice I gave him. Like, whatever. Like, that's not important. That's not important! Sir Mithros flashes me a wide smile that causes a shudder to run down my spine. You know who I am. That means that you're... I take another step back as the blood drains from my face. Sir Mithros' smile only widens at my reaction. I'll say it for you. Yes, I am a witch. If you're a witch, then Sir Alcester is... a mere human. A fool one. Oh no! He's a bad witch! Told you he was a bad. motherfucker. Sorry, I already read that. And Varg? Nothing but my personal errand boy. Harsh. A thought suddenly occurs to me. If Sir Alcester was plotting against the kingdom, then did Sir Mithras also punish Fritz somehow? What about Fritz? Was he part of Sir Alcester's plans? I don't know if I want to know this. I mean, we need to know. We're gonna but it's like, poor Fritz. Like, oh god. Ah, the night. To avoid confusing you, let us just say that the situation surrounding him is too complicated to adequately explain. I command you to answer my question, Sir Mithras. Was Fritz a part of this? Oh god. If it makes you feel any better, he refused to be a part of this. He refused? Does that mean he was not part of the plans? Or just that he was unwillingly forced to participate in them? I'm certain that Sir Alcester would not be happy that his own son was disobeying him. He either forced him to help or assigned him outside of the palace. To keep him quiet, motherfucker. But if Fritz knew of Sir Alcester's plans, why did he not warn anyone about them? Was he working with Sir Mithras as well? No, they you know that they did some shit to him. He's chained up somewhere or locked up. I mean, he's not. Yeah. He's not in good shape. That's all I'm saying. More questions swirl in my head, but none of them have answers. When this is over, I will personally ask Fritz about this. Once I can locate him. I shake the thoughts away and bring my attention back to Sir Mithras. Why bother with this reveal? What do you hope to gain from it? Before we start our conversation... Sir Mithras waves his hand, conjuring a faint green glow that envelops the whole room. Just in case someone decides to eavesdrop, I wouldn't want any of your witch friends listening in on us. Yes, I'm aware that one of them has been snooping around the palace these past few months. Their snooping has made it more difficult to move around without exposing myself. But the thing is how did... What's-her-face? I always want to call her, Dolores or Delorca. Delora? What? Delora? Is that her name? I can't remember her name. Fuck, I can't. Everyone's got such stupid fucking names in this. I can't... She said, the whole time I was living with you, I never felt a witch, but he's been here all the motherfucking time. This is what I don't understand. Sir Mithras clicks his tongue in annoyance. Such a nuisance. He's referring to Delora. Okay, that's her name. She and Parfait warned me before that there was a witch in the palace. Is Sir Mithras truly that witch? Yes, I told you. I never trusted him, not even when I was a princess. Now that he's revealed himself as a witch, I need to know what he plans on doing. You knew that I was the princess this entire time, yet you never offered me any assistance. If I had, Alcester would have targeted you as well. What? Alcester wanted to dispose of the royal family. If he had known you were the princess, he would have been after you, too. We don't want him to because we want you to take the throne and become the evil queen that your mother was. It would have been easier with no one remembering you as the princess. But unfortunately, Fritz told his father about you, thinking that Alcester might be able to help and protect you. It didn't help that Varg confirmed it. Your mother wouldn't have been happy with me if I put you in harm's way. Yeah, he an evil witch. Bad witch! That's why I had to pretend not to know you in order to protect you. Sir Mithras is silent for a few moments before he speaks again. Revealing myself to be a witch was necessary. I had to make myself appear useful to Alcester and somehow, after all. Then, of course, I learned of his foolish plan to steal the crown and decided to thwart them, though not before I stole something from Alcester first. I played him like the fool that he was. I told him I would aid him with my magic so long as he gave me the knight's protection. Using magic is almost impossible in this place, so having the knights to back me up was crucial. The knights? What does he need the knight's protection for? What are his plans? Sir Mithras starts pacing the room, his expression still calm. I found out that he planned to dispose of me after he obtained what he needed, so I disposed of him first. Alcester might have been able to convince most of the knights to aid him by promising them promotions, but, well, my magic is far more convincing. Sir Mithras stops in front of me, his deadpan expression transforming into a smile. For now, let us desist speaking of my plans. The minute Alcester's plans were thwarted, I knew I had to contact you directly. I'm happy to see you in the palace, Your Highness. Although, we really need to get you out of those clothes soon. That sounds really inappropriate, is all I'm saying. I know what you're saying, but context. A maid's clothing does not befit a princess like yourself. It does not matter. My priority right now is to break my curse. Of course, they must truly have been frightened to feel the need to curse you. I feel an uncomfortable tug in my heart. To think that the Lucius Bearer would actually allow a witch to curse you. Sir Mithras shakes his head, disgust written on his features. When you suddenly disappeared that day, it was as if all traces of your existence had vanished. I searched for you endlessly, Princess. When you first appeared here in the palace, I did not recognize you immediately, but I felt a touch of magic in you and investigated. My curiosity is what prompted me to investigate you further. When I tried hard enough, I found that I could see through the glamour that had been cast on you. So Sir Mithras truly was the witch Parfait was referring to when she mentioned someone seeing through the glamour. Imagine my surprise when I found out that it was actually you. But didn't they say that, like, witches and fairies and cursed people can see through the stuff already? So why would he have to strain to see through it? He should have been instantly being able to see through it. I don't know, it's weird, but anyway. Or they put an extra glamour on her because of the evil, you know what it... Oh, no, I get it. Parfait had put an extra glamour on her to protect her from outside evil witches or whatever when she was a child, right? Didn't she say that? But he already knew who she was, so that must... I don't know. They didn't really explain the magic in this. Not too much. Okay, anyway. That fairy bear has been nothing but a nuisance to its witches. First she betrayed your mother, and then she betrayed you before she'd even met you. But Mother... She was the Tenebrarum bearer corrupted by darkness. Parfait only did what she had to. Sir Mithras looks at me, clearly surprised. What lies have those people been whispering in your ear? I guess they're telling the truth and you suck. Everything the Queen did, she did for us witches, to protect us from the wicked humans who destroyed our kind. It's clear to me where Sir Mithras' alliances lie. Sir Mithras sighs, runs a hand through his hair, and then continues speaking. Pretend you believe him. Be like, what? But are you... Shh. What? They would do that? I don't know who to believe. I'm just saying. On your 18th birthday, you will follow her footsteps. You will make this kingdom a place for all witches to prosper. Nothing like her. I refuse to make people suffer to fuel the crystal. I never bore witness to the suffering the people had to go through during my mother's reign, but the stories are enough to reveal her true nature to me. It was hard to believe at first, but those people do not have any reason to lie to a servant like myself. They have nothing to gain from it. I finally understand why the hatred people had for me ran so deep, even when I did nothing to them. It's because I was the witch's daughter. Your mother wouldn't be happy to hear you say that. Let me assure you that this is not a destiny you can run from, dear princess. I will not let destiny take control of my life. I feign tiredness by releasing a long yawn. I am sorry for cutting you short, Sir Mithras, but please excuse me. I am getting tired. I'm about to walk past Sir Mithras when he starts speaking again, his voice a low whisper. I notice that you've gotten closer to the family you so despised before, the prince included. I narrow my eyes at him. You care about him, don't you? I must confess that this surprises me, Princess. Such a relationship would certainly be a scandal. Even if you two are not blood related, he's still your stepbrother. Whatever will your dear father say about this? I clench my fists. He has no right to lecture me. I already know that these feelings are wrong. I know that I can't have them. I I assure you that there's nothing between the both of us. Oh, is that so? Are those lies you utter just to convince yourself? This man is beginning to try my patience. Allow me to share a little secret with you, princess. I'm not interested. I head for the door and reach for the knob. Oh, but I think it is... damn. Oh, but I think it is something you'd be most curious about. I do, after all, know the consequences of the prince failing to break his curse. I also happen to know that someone special to him is getting married tomorrow. My hand freezes. How do you know about all of this? I know all the happenings around this place. That is my job, princess. Now tell me, do you know the ending to the fairy tale, The Little Mermaid? My blood runs cold when I remember what Emmeline told me about that fairy tale.
If the prince fell in love and married someone else...
Yeah, I was like, the prince, wait, right there, because, like, he's the reverse Little Mermaid, if you think about it.
The Little Mermaid's heart would break and she would dissolve into sea foam.
But that's the thing, if his heart breaks. But his heart's not going to break at the wedding, because he's not in love with her anymore. Ha-ha, there you go. Her heart, if he marries someone else, her heart would break. Yes, if her heart breaks, she turns into sea foam. But, so it'd be like, oh, but if she breaks your heart, but he's not, his heart's not going to get broken. Because he loves us. So I'm really thinking the bad ending would be his heart gets broken and then he dies. I conducted my own investigations and actually met the witch who bestowed the curse on the prince. In meeting her, I found out everything that there is to know about it. I turned my regard to Mithras with a frown. Ah, it seems I've finally gotten your attention. What do you plan on doing to Rod? Sir Mithras shrugs. To him, nothing really. I was merely curious. I wanted to know what you saw in him. What do you know about his curse? It stays true to the fairy tale. Only in this case, the prince gives up his voice for a title. Still, it'll end the same way. The girl will fall in love with someone else despite his sacrifice. You mean, on his beloved's wedding day, the prince will die? I thought you might have reached the same conclusion. Tragic, don't you think? I had the same thought, but is Rod truly going to die? So the reason Rod gave up breaking his curse was because he knew that Viorica would never love him back. He knew he was going to die the moment Viorica married. Dread begins to wash over me. Why not ask him yourself? As if orchestrated by magic, the double doors open and Rod steps inside. When he sees me, his expression relaxes. I've been looking all over for you. I wanted to speak with you about my discussion with Lady Parfait. I turn around to face Sir Mithras once again, but to my surprise, he's already gone. When did Sir Mithras leave? Spacey, is something wrong? Maybe like, Sir Mithras is a witch and he's evil and you're gonna die! Yes, there's something wrong! I mean, I would just grab him and like shake him. Oh my god! Ah! And just have like a Muppet breakdown. Because like Muppet breakdowns are fun. You know what I'm saying? Like run around like, you know what I'm saying, right? You can just picture it in your head like, ah! Run around hands flailing. Hands flailing? I mean, you can flail your hands if you want, but was Sir Mithras speaking the truth? I feel like now we need to be firm with him. Like, don't just ask him like, so, hey, what's up? Be like, oh my god, you are gonna die, aren't you? Is this how you really want things to end? What are you talking about? Have you even thought about what your family will feel after they find out that you lied about your curse? You're going to die when Viorica gets married tomorrow, am I right? That's why you told me that there's nothing I could do to help you break the curse. Because there really is nothing you could do to help me. Viorica will never return my love. Yeah, but you don't really love her anymore, though. That's the interesting part. But maybe he doesn't realize it yet either. I already accepted my fate a long time ago. Lady Parfait was the only one who insisted I find another way to break my curse. Because she refuses to give up on you, and I will not give up on you either. I've been aware of another way to break my curse from the beginning. but I'd rather die than do what it is I need to do. Do what? Have you not read? Rod's voice trails off when he sees my confused expression. He clears his throat. Forget it. There's nothing more you can do. The reason I never told anyone the truth of my curse is because I never wanted anyone to blame themselves for not being able to help me. It was already a lost cause the moment Viorica really fell in love with someone else. I can never take that happiness away from her. Rod becomes silent, his gaze downcast. The vulnerable expression catches me by surprise. You should have told me about your curse a long time ago. How many times must I repeat myself? Telling you about my curse won't change the outcome. I could have tried to help you. Why are you so insistent on helping me? Because I love you, goddammit. Oh, fuck, wait. Because I care about you. My face warms up when the words escape from my lips. Rod also flushes. What are you saying? That I'm worried about you on Emmeline's behalf, of course. I don't want her to think that I let you die. Rod lets out a deep sigh. Just stop talking. You're in no position to tell me what to do. Oh, goddamn, Spacey. There's a hint of warning in his voice. You better let me help you, or... Oh, God, yes. I was like, when he said stop talking, I was like, oh, God, CG kiss. Yay! Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Stop talking. How dare you talk to me that... And then he stops you from talking. I knew it. Why does the rabbit look angry? The rabbit's like, oh, I can't believe I'm here for this. My words are cut off when Rod presses his lips to mine. Oh, I love this so much, guys. I think... I'm not saying we're getting the happy ending, because I don't know. Maybe you don't get this CG. Maybe you get it either way. I don't know. He could still die. That's usually what happens. Like, we're in love with you, and then they die, and that's bad endings, but... It's only a brief kiss, and when he pulls away, his usual somberness has returned. I told you to stop talking. I can only stare back at him, baffled.
Rod, you do realize that you just kissed the princess.
Rod looks at Sebi, then at me. His face colors once more. He takes a step back, his lips pressed together. I'm sorry. Without any other warning, Rod turns abruptly and stalks out of the room. Sebi falls from his shoulder and falls to the ground, but Rod doesn't even notice in his hurry to leave. I stare after him in shock.
I can't believe he just ran away.
I walk to where Sebi is and I kneel down to pick him up. Are you all right?
I'm fine. Thank you, princess.
Sebi tilts his head to the side.
That Rod. I wonder when he'll start acting like a man. Suddenly kissing a girl like that is so unromantic.
No, I thought it was fucking great. Think about the warmth of Rod's lips pressed against mine and flesh again.
Rod may not say much, but he has a lot going on in his head. Thoughts he doesn't ever want anyone to know. I don't want to speak on his behalf, but I know he really does care about you, princess. He's just a little standoffish and has a difficult time showing his emotions. He's sensitive like that. Take it from me. I'm always in his head.
I care about him too, but what will become of my feelings once I break my curse? I'll return to being a stepsister when this is all over. No, this isn't the time to mull over such thoughts.
I'm sorry for asking this of you, princess, but can you return me to Rod? The boy is useless without me.
The exasperation in Sebi's voice makes me smile. Sebi acts like Rod's older sibling. Of course. When Rod doesn't open the door, I knock again. Rod's eyes widen as soon as he sees me. His face flushes a dark crimson. I'm here to return Sebi. Rod nods before slowly taking Sebi from my hands. He can't speak without him. Thank you.
Be careful not to drop me again next time.
There's a hint of a smile on Rod's face as he taps Sebi's face. Sorry. He looks so much more at ease when he smiles. Rod faces me again with an apologetic expression. Spacey, I really am sorry for what I did earlier. You don't have to apologize. If we say, like, yeah, I'm sorry too. No, that means, like, yeah, it was an accident. No, you don't have to apologize. I liked it. Like, I know you didn't intend to do that in the first place. truth is, He trails off, then averts his eyes slowly to the floor. Suffice it to say, I'm not supposed to feel this way about you. What exactly are you feeling? Rod flushes deep red before turning away. Don't ask me such an embarrassing question. The hovering silence becomes more pronounced as we both stop talking. I look at Sebi. He's like, oh my god, you guys! He loves you! You probably love him! Oh my god! Fucking A! You need a goddamn rabbit on your shoulder! I'll talk for you. You said you wanted to talk to me about something you discussed with Lady Parfait? Yes. I meant to tell you that Delora will be here tomorrow to investigate. Now that we know Sir Alcester is not the witch, we have to start our investigations over. Actually, about that, I know who the witch is. You do? It's Sir Mithros. He's the real witch. Sir Mithros? So when Sir Alcester was throwing around accusations last night, they were true. Sir Mithros is also already aware that Delora has been investigating the palace. We need to warn her. And then I'll send Lady Parfait a quick message. We need to keep up our guard around him too. Especially you. I'm sure he already knows that you're the crown princess. Yeah, he threatened me. I nod in response. For now, we should wait for Delora to show up tomorrow. But it's getting late. You should go and get some rest. The moment he says the words, I realize he's correct. My eyelids are heavy. You're right. I think I'll take my leave. Good night, Spacey. Good night, Rod. Moments after Rod closes the door, I hear a familiar voice whispering in my ear. Ah, I see. Fuck that asshole. I jump back in surprise and stare at him with wide eyes. Sir Mithros is leaning casually against one of the pedestals. So that is where the prince disappears to every now and then. I had no reason to care before now. I had no reason to care before, but now I see it. If my guess is correct, he is also in league with the Lucius Bearer. When I do not answer, Sir Mithras smiles and shrugs. Well, it does not matter. I glance around us and notice the green shield from earlier. Once again, no one will hear this conversation. Now that the prince has confirmed your doubts, what will your next course of action be? You want to help him break his curse, yes? Rod may have given up on breaking his curse, but I refuse to do nothing. From the way Sir Mithros is taunting me, he must know of some other way to break the curse. Rod will not be happy about this, but I need to use whatever means necessary to save him. Do you know how to break his curse, Sir Mithros? Ah, I will assume that you have not read the full fairy tale if you do not know. Yes, princess, I know. Tell me. Mithros cocks an eyebrow and waves a finger at me. Do you not realize by now how witches work, princess? I propose a deal. I'll help you, but you must help me with something in return. Nope! Nope, you can go to fucking Parfait. Girl, you can go... Go to Parfait. Girl, go to Parfait and ask her. Don't do it. Help you. If you're planning on betraying the king. I have no plans on taking the crown, or harming any members of the royal family. What? What is it you would want from me? I prefer keeping you in suspense. I do enjoy surprises. You'll find out the day after tomorrow. That's your 18th birthday. He wants her to be evil. Yeah. I look at him perplexed. Why does it have to be on my birthday? Don't worry, Your Highness. What I request from you will also make for a pleasant gift. Don't do it. What do you say? Nope. Let me think about it. You know what? I'm going to think about it. And I'm going to go. And I'm going to go to Parfait. And I'm going to be like, what is the... I don't give a shit. Because it's either you tell me, or I make a deal with an evil witch, bitch. So you better fucking tell me. Fork it over. Tell me. Don't do it, Spacey. I bite my lower lip as I consider. I'm worried about Sir Mithros' request, but I no longer have time. Viorica's marriage is tomorrow, and Sir Mithros has the upper hand. No! You know Parfait knows. I understand. Good. Now remember, dear Spacey, witches are bound to their oaths. In order for the prince to regain his voice in life, something must be taken by force, just like in the fairy tale. What does he mean by that? Tell me what I must do. Oh, I did forget to mention this, but it's not you who must act, but the prince. What? If Rod could help himself, he already would have done so. Please trust me, princess. You'll have my aid, and I'll make sure the prince's curse is broken. Something must be taken by force. But what? Today is Viorica's wedding day, and also the day Rod is destined to die. Sir Mithros explained his plan briefly last night. He told me that he would have a valuable item delivered to Rod that he would need to use to break his curse. He further explained that it was something he would need to use after the wedding. I tried to question him further, but he disappeared before I could, saying that he needed to start his preparations. I don't completely trust him, but I'm running out of time and have no choice right now. The royal family has left the palace to attend Viorica's wedding. It's unusual for the king to attend another noble's wedding, but Viorica is an exception given that she's one of Rod and Emmeline's best friends. Despite Sir Mithros' reassurance, I'm still restless. Sir Mithros told me that everything would be all right, that Rod wouldn't die instantly the moment Viorica got married. But why must his involvement be reserved for a time after the wedding? Why does he not act now? Someone looks like they're in a bad mood. Dolores suddenly stands before me, smirking. Her appearance shocks me so badly I nearly drop the dishes in my hands. What impeccable timing. We've heard from the prince about Mithros. No wonder I was iffy about the man. I should have realized he was the witch. Do you know him? Yes, I do. Dolores walks closer and places both of her hands on my shoulders. Listen to me, princess. I'm warning you. Stay away from Mithros, do you understand? I'm trying, but the motherfucker turns up everywhere I go. Turn a corner, there he is. Turn another corner, there he is. He's a stalking bastard. That man is a sly devil. He cannot be trusted. I take a deep breath to still my rapidly beating heart. I hope I'll not regret asking for his help. Princess, I need you to promise me that you'll stay away from Mithros. Yes, of course. Sorry, I had to itch my eye when, I couldn't click my thingy. Good. For the time being, I'll resume my investigation. If I'm lucky, I'll find out what Mithros hopes to accomplish. Actually, he's not in the palace right now. He went with the royal family to attend a wedding. A wedding, huh? How unusual. I can only assume he must be there at the wedding to help Rod. Well then, better make use of his absence while I can. I'll see you later, princess. When I'm left to my own thoughts, my mind returns to the issue of Rod's curse. Sir Mithros mentioned a similarity with the fairy tale, which means I may have a chance of finding out more. I decide to go to the library when I have the time to pick up the book. I now my way back to my quarters with the book in hand when I see Rod walking toward me from the other side. His eyes are fixed on the floor, so he doesn't notice me as I approach. Rod? He's still alive. Does that mean Sir Mithros has succeeded? Oh, it's just you. Rod's voice still comes from Sebi. The realization instills a deep fear inside of me. He's still cursed. How much time does he have left? Much to my surprise, Rod actually smiles at me. The smile is forced, however, and doesn't reach his eyes. He looks crestfallen. How did it go? I quickly clamp my hand over my mouth after I ask the question. Rod just saw the person he loves getting married today. I already know how he feels. I apologize. I should not have asked that. Rod looks at me surprised. Then, to my shock, he starts chuckling. Well, why are you laughing? You look like a criminal caught in the act of a crime. I apologize for trying to be sensitive, Your Highness. Without realizing it, I smile back at him. Looks like Rod has finally learned to converse with me normally. I hope this won't be the last time I see him smile like this. I'm tired, Spacey. I'll now retire for the night. Rod looks at me again and smiles. Good night, Spacey. Without waiting for my answer, Rod begins to walk away. I glance down at the book in my hands and slowly open to the last page of the Little Mermaid fairy tale. I start reading from the section where the mermaid's sisters explain how to get her fins back. Take this knife. Before the sun rises, you must plunge it into the heart of the prince, and you will be a mermaid once again. The book falls from my hands and collapses to the floor. I stare at it, dumbfounded. Wait, this means Rod needs to kill Viorka? And the item that Sir Mithros mentioned earlier, could it be the knife? I need to find him. I turn and start running in the direction of Rod's room in hopes that I'll still be able to catch Sir Mithros there. When I come to the end of the hallway, however, it's not Mithros who stands by Rod's door. Emmeline? Emmeline is slowly walking in the direction of the throne room. Her movements seem oddly mechanical. I rush toward her. Princess Emmeline? Where are you going?
Must go to Rod?
Why is she going to the throne room? Rod is back in his room. My eyes catch on something shining in Emmeline's hand. Oh God. Stop her. My heart nearly stops when I see that it's a knife. Emmeline, what are you?
If he kills his beloved with this blade, his curse will break and he won't die.
It's as if she's in a trance. Is this Sir Mithros' doing? Is she under one of his spells? Emmeline, snap out of it! Emmeline starts walking again, ignoring me. When I try to approach her again, thinking to steal away the knife, a shadow suddenly comes to stand between us. Varg looms in front of me, smirking. Where did you come from? Let me through, Varg! No can do, princess. Don't you want to save the prince? I look at Emmeline, who has not even turned to glance at us. Not if it means Viorka's life, he would never want that. I glare at Varg, who's still standing in my way, grinning, because he would never be able... Neither one of them would be able to live with themselves if that's what they did. Like, I don't care if I don't break my curse. Like, I want him to break his curse, but, like, no. I step aside, Varg. Ah, feisty. You're far more interesting princess than your stepsister. I try to sidestep, but Varg follows my motions. I try again and again, but he thwarts my progress. Punch him! He holds his hands up in the air, eyebrows raised. Fucking kick him in the nuts. Tell me, what would you do if I did let you go? Would you stop him from killing the girl? Rod would never kill her. He would never do anything to harm the person he loves. He refused to do it, and he has no reason to do it now. Varg is silent for a few moments as he considers. Interesting. He steps aside and bows. Go ahead, then. You are letting me go? I'd like to see this play end as it may, without any strings attached. Crazy fucking bastard. Okay, but I don't know if this is the good ending or the bad ending. I don't know how we know. I stop in my tracks when I see Sir Mithros standing just in front of the main door to the throne room. He looks at me expectantly as I approach. Sir Mithros? Good evening, Your Highness. Such a lovely night tonight, isn't it? Only an hour left before you'll turn 18. Yeah, this is gonna not turn out good for us, though. We made a deal with the devil. Don't forget our deal, Princess. Come midnight, I'll be requesting your aid in exchange for helping the prince break his curse. And what happens if he doesn't break his curse? Oh god, but he's gonna break his curse, though, isn't he? Like... Oh, no. Oh, no. Wait a minute. If he doesn't... Wait. I'm scared. I'm scared! I mean, because if you think about it, I guess... Alright, I don't know. I don't know. I'm scared. I'm scared. I don't know. But it says the mermaid's voice, so he's obviously going to break his curse. But otherwise, would he die? So fuck. Fuck. I clench my hands into tight fists. There's got to be some way that we're gonna, like, not have to worry about that, but anyway. Helping the prince break his curse? Rod killing someone is not what I wanted. Sir Mithros puts a finger to his lips. You wouldn't want to attract the attention of the knights, would you? There'd be quite a bit of explaining to do. You bastard. I glare at him, then take a deep breath and lower my voice. You didn't tell me that breaking Rod's curse meant killing someone. Oh? But I'm only honoring my end of the deal. Perhaps you should have done your research before agreeing. Yeah, that's probably true. We could have gone and gotten the book. You know what I'm saying? We could have fucking gone and gotten the goddamn book and figured this fucking shit out. Anyway. The grin on his lips never wavers, but I can see the amusement in his eyes. I relied entirely on the story Emmeline told me, and that was my biggest mistake. I should have read the full fairy tale. But now it seems you finally know the full story of the prince's fairy tale, To break his curse, Prince Rod must kill his beloved with the knife his sisters brought him, just like in the fairy tale. Sir Mithras continues to smile at me. I realize that he's speaking slowly, like one might speak to a child. So condescending. No. Wait. I start to realize that Sir Mithras is purposely drawing out this conversation to stall me. I need to go, punch him. Mithras does not stop me when I slide past him to open the doors to the throne room. The first thing I see when I enter the throne room is Rod. He's standing in the middle of the area with Emmeline in his arms. Is she all right? Rod gently places Emmeline on the throne. He leans down to look more closely at her sleeping face, then reaches down to take the object in her hand before he faces me. I can see the metallic glimmer in his hand and know that he's holding the knife Emmeline brought with her. Where did she even get this knife? He pauses to stare at it, then turns suddenly, eyes widening at some sight in another part of the room. I follow his gaze to the corner of the room where Viorca floats in midair. Her eyes are closed and her hands clasped as if she's just sleeping. Viorca! But how? Such a pleasant surprise, isn't it? Sir Mithras walks into the room with his hands clasped behind his back. You. Good evening, Your Highness. Is this your doing? Sir Mithras just smiles at him pleasantly. Rod only glares back at him. Guards! Sir Mithras clicks his tongue and chuckles. My apologies, Your Highness, but no one will be able to hear you no matter how loud you shout. Not even your witch friend will hear anything through my magic. He knows Dolores here. I glance around the room and notice that Sir Mithras has created a silent green barrier. This is the same magic he used yesterday. Stab him, Rod! Now, let us get back to the matter at hand. You're running out of time, Prince Rod. It would be a shame to see you perish here after the princess went through the trouble of asking me to save your life. He's like, what? I'm like, I didn't know! I should have read. I'm stupid. Spacey, what is he talking about? The princess didn't want you to die, so she asked me to help break your curse. Sir Mithras spreads his arms, gesturing toward both Emmeline and Viorca. And so I've been kind enough to set the stage and gather its actors for what I hope to be a wonderful finale. I can't help but wonder how this fairy tale will end. Why would you do this, Spacey? I didn't know it meant killing Viorca, I swear! That's why I came here, to stop you! I told you so many times that there was nothing you could do to help me, and yet you still refused to listen to me. Because I refused to let you die. Can't you not see that you're important to me, Rod? Oh my, what a scandal. Spacey. I turned to Sir Mithras and stared daggers at him. I asked you to help Rod. Why did you have to involve Emmeline in this? It was a necessary requirement that the princess be the one to give him the knife, Your Highness. It was, after all, the mermaid's sister that brought her the knife to kill her beloved. So that's how she knew about all this. She came here crying and begging me to break my curse because she didn't want me to die. I almost wanted to do it. I could never kill someone. So I'll always refuse to break my curse, even if I really want to live. Perhaps I miscalculated. Ah, well, this can be remedied. Sir Mithras waves his hand. His fingers begin to glow subtly with magic. Oh, fuck. What are you? Rod! Oh god, he's gonna fucking make Rod kill Viorca. You know what I just see happening here? You know, he's gonna go to stab her, we're gonna jump in the way, he's gonna stab us. Kind of breaks his curse, because we are actually his beloved, he just doesn't know it yet, quite. Doesn't quite realize that he doesn't love her anymore and he loves us. Ahem. Yeah. And then, like, that'll be our one good deed. Our last good deed. But, like, we'll be dead. But I don't know how that's gonna get us out of doing whatever this fucker wants. A faint green glow surrounds Rod as he doubles over. What are you doing to him? What I should have done to begin with. The witch who cursed him said that he might do this of his own accord, but seeing as he refuses, I'm gonna have to bend the rules slightly. Rod stands abruptly and begins walking toward Viorka. The knife in his hand glistens beneath the patches of scattered moonlight in the room.
Princess, he's going to kill Viorka!
Stop this, Sir Mithros! Where's Delora when we need her? I run towards Rod and wrap my arms around his waist in an attempt to stop him, but whether through magic or his own strength, he continues onward. I end up being dragged behind him. Rod, snap out of it!
Rod!
I must kill her. And he didn't give him, like, kill your beloved. He was like, kill Viorka. Because otherwise he would have stabbed us. I'm just saying. His gaze is so glassy and his words so mechanical that he sounds nothing like himself. No! Mithros, stop this! I'm ending our deal! My apologies, Your Highness, but not even I can dispel my magic once it's been cast. It will only fade of its own volition, once what needs to be done is transpired. That, or perhaps in the most unlikely circumstances, the prince will simply shake the spell himself, grab the knife, and stab Sir Mithros. Though Mithros' words are apologetic, his expression is anything but. In fact, he looks amused by it all. Not so fast. A crimson ball of light rushes toward Mithros. He waves his hand through the air and is barely able to conjure a shield to protect himself from Delora's magic. Delora! It wasn't exactly easy to find you all, especially with the silencing spell. Such a nuisance. It's not important. Help me stop Rod! Frost slowly appears beneath Rod's feet. It spreads up his legs, freezing him in place. I sigh with relief as I collapse onto the floor. My arms are sore with the effort of trying to hold Rod back. Mithros clicks his tongue as he faces Delora. I don't believe you were invited to this play, traitor. Light gathers around Mithros' hands. Moments later, he releases the energy towards her. Delora, in turn, conjures a barrier, successfully protecting herself from Mithros' magic. I always did fancy myself a party crasher. Still, to think that you were alive this whole time. Myth. Myth? His real name. He's one of the Tenenbrera-Mbera's servants. This person was my mother's servant? Allow me to correct you. I'm her only faithful servant. I'm nothing like that ungrateful bastard who betrayed her to the fairies. Who is he talking about? Well, whatever it is you're planning, forget about it. There's no way we're letting you get away with it. Oh? Well, do try your best. But first, a reminder. I am the superior witch here. Energy crackles in the air as sparks begin to form around his hand. The spell is taking longer than his other spells. I notice Delora's worry moments before she's able to cast a shield on herself. This is not good. Mithros releases a bolt of lightning in Delora's direction. The impact causes both the shield and the ground to shudder. Delora! Smoke clears and miraculously Delora stands unharmed. No sooner has a sigh escaped my lips than another frightening sound echoes across the room. There's a loud crack and I realize that it's coming from Delora's shield. Everything after that happens in a blur. Delora is still trying to hold the shield up when Mithros casts another spell at it. It shatters and the magic seeps through and hits her directly. Delora! Really now, have you forgotten the most important lesson in defense magic? Always conjure another shield after being hit by a powerful spell. Or, oh, I do apologize. Perhaps I didn't give you enough time to cast another shield. How thoughtless of me. Delora lays on the floor, unmoving. Delora! I'm about to rush to her side when Mithros moves to stand in front of me with a malicious grin on his face. It'll do you no good to be in denial, princess. How could you hurt another witch? It's not a crime to destroy a traitor. He looks back at Delora with clear disdain. Then he sets his eyes back on me and raises his eyebrows. It's foolish of you to try to stop this. You wanted this, and I'll not allow you to renege on our deal. The prince will break his curse and you'll help me. Help you? Yes, I went to great pains to make sure Alcester kept you safe just so you could repay me. You said that you made a deal with Alcester to borrow the knight's assistance. And what would I need a knight's assistance for, dear princess? I never needed the knights. I just needed Alcester to keep you safe. I would have gotten rid of him myself if I wasn't sure the king would eventually find me. So this whole time you were only trying to keep me safe? To use me? Use is such a simple, ugly word. Remember, I just want you to help me.
Princess!
I turn around and realize that Dolores' spell on Rod has faded and that he's now only a few feet away from Viorca. Rod! Jump in front of him. I force myself to run toward him as fast as I can manage. Oh god. I'll not let you kill anyone! I don't know what I have to do to stop him, so I do the first thing that comes to mind. I put myself between Rod and Viorca just as he's about to plunge the knife into her. Princess! He stabs me. My body is racked with pain the moment the blade sinks into my shoulder. I collapse to the floor to hold on to my injured shoulder. I can feel my blood seeping between my fingers. You fool! You could have easily been killed! I don't care. I love Rod, and I would never let him do something that he would regret for the rest of his life. I cringe. Tears cloud my vision as the pain worsens. Spacey. I feel Rod's arms around me as he cradles me to his chest. I look up at him to see that his eyes are fixed on my bleeding shoulder. Rod looks at me with anguish. He grabs a handkerchief from his pocket and presses it to my shoulder. I can't believe I did this. I stare in shock as his lips move. It's not Sebi speaking, but him. Your voice. You broke your curse. But how? Bright light envelops us, and for a few moments I have to close my eyes against its brightness. I reach out to grab at my necklace, but it's gone. I open my eyes in panic, but the necklace is definitely not there. Spacey, the glass slippers. I glance down to see a pair of smooth glass slippers on my feet, because her good deed was protecting Viorca and Rod. She really actually protected Rod more. I'm not going to let him kill someone! And then he'll feel guilty forever! But you really actually did protect Viorca's life, and, I mean, whatever. Good deed. You broke your curse by breaking mine. I hear the sound of shattering glass and turn to see Mithros staring at a broken vial. What is that? Frost has begun to form at his feet and is now spreading up his legs. What is happening? Always have a backup, as they say. Seems like you're the one who forgot the basics of combat. Never turn your back on an opponent unless you're sure they're dead. Your bloated ego does wonders in turning the tides of battle. Dolores is now back on her feet and walking toward Mithros. I'm going to guess that we got the good ending here. She dusts off her dress as she moves. Dolores is unharmed? You? But how? Did you really think I'd forget to conjure another shield? The frost has now made its way up to Mithros' neck. Inconceivable! A lowly witch like you could never cast this powerful a spell. Dolores gestures at the glass shards on the floor. And that's where Parfait's new special potion comes handy. It makes my magic more powerful. The second most basic lesson is to never underestimate your opponent. Looks like you were the terrible pupil. Mithros opens his mouth to speak, or perhaps to scream. By the time he opens his mouth, the frost has completely devoured him, leaving him nothing but an icy sculpture. Dolores, Spacey is... Has her bleeding stopped? I think so. I can't make out what they say after that. My world starts spinning and everything starts to blur, so I close my eyes. I feel Dolores' hand on my forehead. The warmth relaxes me somewhat. We got you, princess. Hang in there, Spacey. My body becomes heavier by the second as I lean my head against Rod's chest, and then I feel myself falling into never-ending darkness. When I open my eyes, the first thing I see are the soft rays of sunlight seeping through the window. I'm in my own room? I attempt to sit up and cringe when I feel a sharp pain in my shoulder. I reach out to touch it, only to realize that it's been neatly bandaged. Thank God. I was going to say, I hope it's not like she wakes up the next day after having this and it's like, it's just a dream, and like now she's got to repair her. No. We did all this work for something, man, motherfucker. This is not going to be an Ebenezer Scrooge fucking moment, okay? Despite the injury, my body feels oddly light, stronger than it even was before. I remember I placed myself in front of Viorica to stop Rod from hurting her. Where did this energy come from? 'Cause she's a witch now. The door opens and Emmeline walks in with a tray of food in her hands. She stops when she realizes that I'm staring at her and nearly drops the tray in her rush to stand beside me.
Spacey, you're finally awake! I was so worried about you! I'm so sorry! This was all my fault!
What are you talking about? It was mine, not yours.
I remember bringing the knife to Rod, but I can't remember much of what happened before or after that. Just that when I woke up in the throne room, I saw that you were bleeding in Rod's arms. I thought you were going to...
The rest of Emmeline's words break to pieces as she begins to cry.
I'm so sorry for forgetting about you. I made you work too hard while you were my personal maid, and...
I shake my head with a sigh. It wasn't your fault. I was cursed. It wasn't your fault I was cursed, Emmeline.
But...
I look at her tear-stained face. She's not at fault, yet here she's crying. She really is a good person. I spread my arms.
Spacey?
I turn away, suddenly embarrassed. You looked like you needed a hug. Emmeline stares at me for a few moments. I'm about to reconsider when I suddenly feel her arms around me. I'm gonna cry, guys. It's like so sweet. I'm gonna oh my god. I am so happy. I know, me too. Guys, it's so adorable. I literally am getting a little weepy here. I hug her back and stroke her hair. I can't help but smile at the warmth that spreads in my chest. Thank you. Emmeline pulls back, her face full of concern.
What? What will happen to you and Rod now? I saw how close the two of you got. I saw how Rod looked at you last night.
Wait, last night? So today is my birthday, and the day I become the bearer. Is that the reason I feel so strangely energized?
Oh!
Emmeline walks up to one of my doll shelves and picks up the doll she placed there months ago.
Happy birthday! I meant to give this to you earlier as a surprise before you were cursed. Anyway, I know it's not as pretty as the other dolls from your collection, but I hope that you like it.
It is beautiful. Thank you. I take the doll in my arms as a knock sounds on the door. Come in. Oh, our prince. The door opens and Rod steps inside. His eyes widen when he sees Emmeline. Em?
Oh, I was just about to leave.
Emmeline slides off my bed and heads for the door. But before she closes it, she turns to us once again.
I know how complicated this will be for the both of you, but I want you to know that I'll support you. So my lips are sealed.
Emmeline winks before finally closing the door behind her. I'm so glad that he still has Sebi. I hope he never has to get rid of him. Can I just keep him forever as my best friend? I'll keep Delora. She'll be my little witch doll. There's an awkward silence in the room before Rod approaches me and sits on the edge of the bed. How are you feeling? It still hurts, but I'll be fine. What's wrong? I'm just not used to hearing your voice from your own lips. Oh. But I see that you still have Sebi with you. I've grown too fond of him to completely set him aside. He's helped me through a lot.
Bummer I can't read his thoughts anymore.
There was never any need for you to do that in the first place.
Is that so?
Rod shakes his head and sighs silently. So what happened last night? How is it that you were able to break your curse? You didn't kill Viorica. In the original fairy tale, the little mermaid could retain her humanity only if the prince loved her back. Though it never happens in the fairy tale, it's still an element of her curse. Still, because the prince never fell in love with her, the only way for the mermaid to live was to kill him. I fell in love with you unknowingly. When you told me you loved me as well last night, that broke my curse. That's so fucking great. Oh my god, guys, I'm gonna fucking die. Oh my god, I'm gonna die. It's so adorable. Oh my god. I told you! I feel my cheeks turn warm. Rod coughs, his own cheeks flushed. So there you have it. Little Mermaid never had a fairy tale ending, but I did. I never had to kill Viorica. But because my curse started with Viorica, I assumed it had to end with her too. Turns out the person I loved just needed to love me back. I was mistaken. It never needed to be Viorka. I see. We stare at each other for a few moments, the awkward silence returning. I change the subject as quickly as I can. What became of Sir Mithros? Delora brought him back to Lady Parfait. She's the only one who'll properly punish him. And what of Viorka? Delora returned her to her home yesterday. She doesn't remember anything that happened. Everything is back to how it was then. You're back to being my stepbrother. I can't help but feel crestfallen at this truth. Blood binds, but so do sibling bonds. Rod and I can never have what either of us want. I don't want to forget these feelings I have for you, Spacey. If I'd never made that deal with the witch, then maybe we might have actually been able to be together. But had you not been cursed, our paths never would have crossed. I reached for Rod's hand. He laces his fingers through mine with a small smile. This is sad, though. I love you, Rod. So are we not going to get to be with him because I can't handle it? I'm a cry. I love you, too. But Rod leans forward and kisses my cheek. I know. 1 month later. Oh my god. Okay, hold on. So, I know we need to see the ending, but we're going a little over on time, and we still have to do the bad ending. So I'm going to end this part here. Sorry. Such an asshole. So, such a dick. Dick move, I know. I'm going to add this. I'm going to end this here, and what we'll do is we'll finish this, and then we'll run through quickly in the next part and, like, skip through everything, do the other choices, and try to get the bad ending. So, yeah. I might just set it up, and then we'll just do the bad ending, whatnot. Because, you know, that's what we do. But anyway, I'll see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up, and subscribe to see more.